Hello, and welcome to another live chapter reading of The Mating Call, Long Claw Pride, Book 1, by Brooke May. Prologue. Cheyenne. What's the point of leaving when you know you're just going to come back? Laramie flicks at the worn quilt on her bed directly across the small room from mine, where I'm loading up another bag. I don't stop my packing, though. Keeping my back to her, I gently fold more of my nicer shirts and carefully place them into the second-hand duffel bag I snagged for my cousin Elle. Mama says the mating call will bring you home anyway. She continues as though I'm listening and contributing to this conversation. I'm not. I'm entirely consumed with the task at hand. I'm moving away from this town, if you can even call it that, with a population under 200, give or take the day and time. I have scrimped and saved every penny I have ever earned to get me away from here, away from my family, and away from the nature that dictates me. Mama also said that we aren't allowed to go near Devil's Canyon because of the cannibal pygmies that live in the caves. We've been down there and explored every inch and never saw a single one. I fire back. This is why I never told anyone I planned to move to San Francisco to find my own way, to move past the generations of family surrounding me, and to go against every instinct the creature that rests within me tries to control. Turning my sharp gaze to my younger sister, I feel my eyes changing, showing the beast within. The pride of my inner mountain lion slams into my chest, urging me to see reason with my sister and stay here. My kind have no place in the big city, especially like the one I'm moving to. Sure, there are places I can retreat to when I need to be free and run in the wild, but it isn't the same as the wilderness of my home, the mountains that surround our small little settlement we pretend is a town. I crave independence and freedom to do what I want, where I want, and with who I want. For my entire life, I've been told what's expected of me and how nature will take hold of me when it comes to love. It has never been fair in my mind. Why can't I pick someone to give my heart to? All my trust and loyalty. Why must it be someone who will feel the tug on their soul as I will and pull us together? Chances are I won't know the guy, and what if he turns out exactly like my father, Casper Mackenzie, a useless man who has no sense of any responsibility or love for his mate or 5 children? No, I want to create my own fate. I'm 18, legally free to do what I please, and I'm taking the opportunity to do so while I still can. My cousin Boone is headed down the mountain today to run a few errands for our family, and I'm going with him. Unlike the other times I have ridden along for the hell of it, I'm not coming back. At least not how my family expects me to. You know you're going to be drawn back sooner rather than later, right? 1 year younger than me, Laramie is far more astute than most give her credit for. She's quiet, and people mistake her for simple and shy when she's one of the most intelligent people I know. Maybe. I'm confident I'm ready for my journey, the final zip of the bag reassuring me. I have it all planned out. I'll ride the bus to San Francisco, go to the place I already contacted for renting, and head to a job interview for an entry-level position at a radio station. I hope to move up and maybe have my own show someday. Maybe? Laramie shrieks. Maybe? What do you mean by that? Jumping from her bed, her 2 feet land solidly on the hardwood floor of our family home with the ease of our cat reflexes. There ain't no maybe about it, Cheyenne. You will be coming home. Once the mating call takes hold of you, you won't be able to stop it, and who knows when it'll hit. Well, I sling the bag over my shoulder and grab the other one along with my purse. Hopefully, it will give me plenty of time to find myself a man of my own. You won't find any lion in the city. I think you would be greatly surprised which shifter lingers in cities, Lar. I'm glad she can't hear my own doubt. I don't pause to see if she's accompanying me. She's the quietest of the 5 of us, but I know she's there. Mama says you can't deny your true nature, and I'm not. I can't wait to be away from all the Mama says remarks. I just want to find my own footing before I have to let nature take hold of me. Even as I say it, I know I have no control over it. But maybe, just maybe, if I can find someone I love with all my heart before it hits, then I can escape the call. Boone's truck is idling out front, blaring the broken country music. His beat-up sneakers aren't to blame, though. It's the lack of any true signal up here. My surprise rests more with the fact that he's getting anything coming through that isn't on a CD. I'm also relieved that, for once in his life, he's on time. He's the dime waiting on the dollar in the situation instead of being the other way around. "'Bout damn time!" Tossing my bags into the back end, I roll my eyes and look back at the house of my birth. Like you have room to talk. Ignoring my hurried cousin, I smile up at my family who have all come to see me off. Mama is the last to come out of the creaking door, wiping her hands on her apron with a look of sorrow in her otherwise bright blue eyes and on her beautiful face. Taking a deep breath, I take the steps needed to get back to them for one final round of hugs. In the wild, natural mountain lions live a secluded lifestyle with vast territories and fight with any other who may come into their lands. But lion shifters are different. We live in a group with mostly female members of our world. As times have changed, the males stick around better than their naturally occurring counterparts. There are still men who come and go from the lives of their mates and children, like my dad, but most stay with their families now. Our little mountain town of Longclaw was founded well over 150 years ago, and it has stayed mostly unchanged. Members come and go. Some choose to stay, like my mom, and a few of her siblings, while others leave. When the mating call comes to each individual, the female will always return to the land of her birth, and her mate will feel the pull to search for her there. Then they'll choose to stay in her homeland or find another place to call their own. Someday, though hopefully no time soon for any of us, the mating call will come, and our mates will find us. Except for my brother, Afton, who will be pulled to go to his mate, and he may leave us forever. You know you don't have to go, right? Mama's hands are now nestled on her flared hips, nearly buried in the folds of her dress. I want to, Mama. With one creaking step and then another, I'm before her. I tower over the woman who I feel I can't leave while still at the same time needing to. Whenever my dad came around, Mama would fall at his feet and allow him back into our lives long enough to get her pregnant, and then he was gone again. He hasn't been back since Cody's 5th birthday, when he learned Mama couldn't give him any more children. It took me 5 years, more if you don't count him leaving after she got pregnant with Cody, to put her back together, and a small part of me is scared to leave just in case he comes back. If you must, pulling me into her warm embrace, I nuzzle the side of her head, catching her sweet scent of mountain lilacs and warm bread. You better call me at the end of each day and fill me in on what's going on in your life, okay? I do my best to keep my tears from falling as I pull away. Yes, ma'am. Good. Her thumb strokes my cheek, giving away that I did not let one fall. Have a safe trip, and only let your lion loose if someone won't stop messing with you, understood? Yes, ma'am, I repeat before leaning in to give her a kiss. I love you, Mama. And I love you, Cheyenne. Reluctantly, I let go of her and turn to Laramie, who has come to Mama's side. Taking hold of Mama's arm is her sign to me that she has this, and I don't need to worry. She'll help ease my mind by taking care of the home front in my absence. There is no need for words with her. Or should I say she, has spoken enough on the matter. Wordlessly, we hugged before I turned to Sheridan. Don't go beating up all the boys, Cher. I make no promises. Her chin jerks up before I bend and wrap her in a hug and press a kiss to her cheek. Don't go scaring off too many tourists, okay? You don't want me to have any fun, do you? She pouts before backing away and allowing Cody, my youngest sister, through. Hey, Co. Going to her, I scoop her up. It's your job to mind the gardens, okay? Keep kicking butt in school, too, all right? Her blue eyes sparkle with my request. I'm going to get better grades than you ever did. Great goals, I chuckle. I'm counting on it. Once I give her a kiss, I turn to strong Afton. He's the middle child, saddled between 4 sisters. His arms are crossed, and for only being 16, his power shows through the strength of his upper body. You got them? I've got 'em, he nods, but I see the twitch of a smile on his cheek. And I'll have your back if you ever need me. Thanks, baby brother. I know he dislikes being called that, but I don't give him the opportunity to object. Love you. Love you too, he grunts as he pats my back. I'll keep an extra eye on Sheridan. Please do. I'm barely out of his arms when Boone lays on the horn. Come on, you're burning daylight. Oh, all right, I nod as I look at my family, my whole world until today. Love you all. With a chorus of love in my back, I get into Boone's truck, and off we head to my future. Chapter 1, 10 years later, Cheyenne. I could be out running, climbing some far-off rock formation with only my paws to help me hold fast instead of being here. My foot taps loudly to a song I've had on repeat in my head. It's the newest from one of the country stars my supervisor had on his show the other day. I was green with envy that I wasn't going to get a chance to visit with the star. Once again, I was placed on the back burner to only the co-host and to change up the songs and ads. But this is entirely different. The man across from me doesn't seem to notice my impatience. Rob is a tall man, something that instantly attracted him to me since I tend to tower over most men in my profession and the ones who have flitted through my life in the past decade. His brown hair is styled in a swept-over manner with so much gel that I doubt it would move under running water. His crystal blue eyes are framed by thick, black-rimmed glasses. His suit is smart and a perfect fit for him. He seems like the entire package. It's what has attracted me to him to the point of going on a date. Fitness isn't the most important feature I've been looking for, but it's nice to have, especially when I want to go hiking. I need a man who can keep up with ease. I must say, Cheyenne, your eyes are a unique coloring I've never seen. Leaning forward, he gets as close as he can possibly get over the small cafe table. And here I'm an ophthalmologist. You've never seen such a unique case of heterochromia iridium. What's that? My foot stops, stilling me completely. I'm intrigued by his comments. I'm not familiar with the term he used to refer to my eyes, but I understand. My eyes, pools of blue ringed with gold, are only known to my kind. I'm certain he's never seen the likes of them. Mountain lion shifters have keen vision. We have no need for eye doctors, and all have eyes that match mine. The pigmentations of your eyes, he begins. I've never seen anything like them. It's what drew me to you in the first place. I had to know if anyone else in your family has them. So I'm a rare sample that has his doctor brain popping the proverbial boner rather than the rest of me. There's nothing between us, I guess. I'm bored with his conversation at this point. If I'm completely honest with myself, I was only acting interested in what he was talking about and wasn't paying 1 ounce of attention to remember even a quarter of it. I've given up keeping track of what number this man would be because he's just another false lead on the road of determination to find my own fate. I want to groan, flop back in my seat, and just fall apart. I've tried so hard for so long to find the right man, but each time I think I've finally found the one I can see my future going somewhere with, something stops us from going any further. This time, it's a little thing, a connection that simply isn't there. A damn shame, because he's a nice man, even if he's a little on the boring side. No, it's just me. The lie rolls off my lips with ease as I pick up my coffee and take a long sip. There's no way I'm telling him everyone in my family and race have the same coloring. It could cause problems for us hiding in plain sight. How fascinating. He leans back, giving me air to breathe without picking up on the strong scent of his cologne. It isn't one I'm fond of and can tolerate with my heightened predatory sense of smell. It must have been an injury or something to do with a chemical change when you were an infant, he mutters, more to himself than addressing me. Thank you for your interest, but they have never caused me any issues, and I quite like the way they look. The smile hurts as I force it to remain on and pleasant. What was I thinking? There's no way I can carve out a life with a human, let alone one I can't find something to bond us with. Rob's nice enough, dedicated to his work and patience, but not the man for me. I can't keep him to myself when I don't have feelings for him, and some woman out there will. I need to be with someone I can be myself with, my complete self. The past decade, I haven't yet to run into any other of my kind. Mountain lion shifters are easy enough to spot thanks to our pre-mentioned eye color, but apparently they don't like cities as much as I thought they would. I have yet to run into another in all the times of driving to the mountains and spending time up there in my lion form. It's been a lonely world over here and so far from my family. Longing consumes me with the thought of my brothers, sisters, mom, and the rest of our family. Cheyenne? I'm sorry, Rob. I stand cutting him off. It was wonderful to meet you, but I must go. He doesn't seem the least bit surprised, but he takes me off guard when he stands as well. Allow me to walk you to your car? Thank you, but I took the bus. My smile is genuine now. I hope to see you around. If you ever need an ophthalmologist, please be sure to look me up. With a nod, I collect my coffee, wishing I could ask to warm it up before I go. I think better of it and head out the door. The small chime over my head indicates the door has been opened as I step out into the warm morning. The noise of the city have taken some time to get accustomed to, but are now nothing but white noise as I make my way back to the bus station. My heels click on the sidewalk, and despite my failure of finding a mate, there's a lightness to my steps. At least I got out of this one without an awkward kiss. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the chapter reading. Have a good night.